Do you ever feel as if life keeps knocking you down no matter how hard you try, as if every step forward turns into another setback? When things fall apart again and again, we often look outward for answers. We blame people. We blame situations. We blame luck, fate, or the world itself. Rarely do we pause and look inward. Rarely do we ask if the greatest obstacle might be something we are carrying inside us. This is the story of a man who learned that lesson the hardest way. Long ago, in a remote village tucked between tall mountains, there lived a traveler named Theo. He had been walking the world for many years, moving from place to place, yet somehow never truly arriving anywhere. His clothes were worn thin, his shoes broken from endless miles. His bag was light, almost empty, not because he traveled freely, but because he never managed to hold on to anything. Theo looked tired in a way that sleep could not fix. His face carried the weight of disappointment. Wherever he went, he told the same story. Nothing worked for him. Everything went wrong. The roads were too harsh. The paths were confusing. The maps were unreliable. The weather was cruel. Fate itself seemed to work against him. Every conversation turned into a complaint. The path is terrible, he would say. My map is useless. How can anyone succeed when everything is stacked against them? At first, people listened with sympathy. They offered kind words and encouragement. But over time, they noticed a pattern. Theo never prepared. He never reflected. He never learned from past mistakes. Every failure belonged to something else, never to him. Slowly, people stopped listening. His words became noise. His presence became heavy. One evening, as Theo crossed a mountain pass, the sky darkened suddenly. Thick clouds rolled in, swallowing the peaks. Rain fell hard and cold. Thunder echoed through the valleys, shaking the stones beneath his feet. Theo stumbled forward, soaked and shivering. He had no food left, no shelter, no clear direction. The mountain had turned into a maze of darkness. Just as despair began to take hold, he noticed a faint glow ahead. A small house stood alone on the slope, its single window shining through the storm. Desperate, Theo rushed toward it and knocked. An old man opened the door. His face was calm, peaceful, untouched by the chaos outside. Without hesitation, he welcomed Theo in. Inside, the house was warm. A fire crackled softly. The old man gave Theo dry clothes and a bowl of hot soup. As soon as Theo felt safe, the complaining began again. The storm trapped me, he said. The map failed me once more. Nothing ever works for me. Luck has abandoned. The old man listened without interruption. He did not argue. He did not judge. When Theo finally ran out of words, the old man spoke gently. Rest tonight, he said. At dawn, I will guide you down the mountain. The path is dangerous, but I know it well. Theo felt relief, but also curiosity. You live here alone, he said. Don't you ever get lost? I have walked these paths for many years, the old man replied. I know every stone. That night, Theo slept poorly. His body rested, but his mind wandered. The old man's words echoed in his thoughts. I know every stone. At dawn, they set out together. Thick fog covered the mountainside. Theo could barely see a few steps ahead. The trail was narrow. On one side stood solid rock. On the other, a steep drop into nothingness. His hands trembled. This is madness, Theo said. We can't see anything. The old man moved forward calmly. His steps were slow but confident. The fog will lift, he said. Trust the ground beneath your feet. They walked for a long time. Theo complained the entire way. The rocks were slippery. The path was too narrow. The storm had left ice behind. This is too dangerous, he insisted. We should stop and wait. The old man paused. He turned slightly toward Theo. Tell me, he said, what holds you more tightly, the storm around you or the storm within you? Theo didn't understand. What do you mean? Would all carry chains we cannot see? The old man said. Some are made of fear, some of blame, some of excuses. These chains weigh more than any mountain. They continued walking. The path became even thinner. Theo's heart pounded, but something strange caught his attention. The old man never hesitated. He never slipped. His feet landed with certainty, as if the ground spoke to him. How do you know this path so well? Theo asked. I had no choice but to learn it. The old man replied. Hours later, they reached the valley below. The fog lifted. Sunlight spilled across the land. Theo felt relief wash through him. He turned to thank the old man and froze. The old man's eyes were pale and unfocused. They did not follow the light. They did not see the valley. You're blind, Theo whispered. The old man smiled softly. I have been blind since birth. Theo's mind raced. This man had guided him through fog, ice, and cliffs. This man had never seen a single thing in his life. How? Theo asked, his voice breaking. How did you guide me? How do you live alone? The old man placed a hand on Theo's shoulder. When I was young, I had a choice. I could sit in darkness and curse my fate, or I could learn. I could practice. I could take one small step each day until I knew my world better than sight ever could. The tears filled Theo's eyes. I trained my hands to feel. The old man continued. I trained my ears to listen. I trained my feet to remember. Every day I walked a little farther. My blindness became my teacher, not my prison. Theo stood silent, overwhelmed. Every excuse he had ever made suddenly felt hollow. You have eyes that see, the old man said gently. Yet you walk through life blind. You blame the path, you blame the map, you blame fate. But the true blindness lies in your choices. Then the old man turned and walked away, his stick tapping softly against the ground. That day changed Theo. He returned home different. The complaints stopped. The excuses faded. In their place came effort. He studied carefully. He prepared. He learned from those who knew more than him. When he failed, he wrote down why. Slowly, steadily, he improved. Months passed, then years. Theo became a skilled traveler. His journeys were successful. People sought his guidance. He became known as someone who never lost his way. But he never forgot the blind hermit who refused to be a victim. Many of us are like the old Theo. We blame the world. We wait for conditions to improve. We carry excuses like invisible chains. But the truth is simple. The path opens when we stop blaming it. Change begins when we stop avoiding it. Take one small step today, then another tomorrow. Your mountain will not move, but you will. If this story made you reflect, share it. Someone you know may be carrying heavy excuses right now.